Good morning, class. I'm Tom Medisa and this is Claude, and we're presenting about the specific bond investment strategies, both active and passive.
So, bond investment strategies. Investing in bonds can be approached through a variety of strategies, each with its own objectives and approaches. This presentation will explore both passive and active bond strategies, highlighting the key characteristics and factors to consider when selecting the right approach. I'll take you through passive bond strategies. These involve investing in bonds with the goal of mirroring a specific bond index or achieving steady income with minimal active management. The focus is on handling bonds until maturity rather than frequently trading based on market conditions. These are the key types of passive bond strategies. We have index tracking, diversification, and lower turnover. So, index tracking. These are passive bond strategies aimed to replicate the performance of a specific bond index, providing broad market exposure with low costs. While the main objective of this is to replicate the performance of a specific bond index. Diversification. These strategies often hold a diverse portfolio of government, corporate, or municipal bonds to mitigate risk. While the main objective for diversification is to reduce the risk by holding a wide variety of bonds across sectors, credit ratings, and maturities. So lower turnover is mostly emphasized on passive strategies having a minimal trading activity, resulting in lower transaction costs and tax implication. So the main objective for lower turnover is to minimize trading frequency to reduce transaction costs and taxable events. While under passive bond strategy, we're going to look at the objective and approaches of the passive bond strategy, PBS. So we have stability, risk reduction, and cost efficiency. So we're going to begin with the first one, stability. Passive bond strategies aim to provide consistent, stable returns by closely tracking the overall bond market. By stable returns, I actually mean that by stable returns we mean diversifying and replicating an index. Passive strategies index offer a steady market-based return with low risk. To risk reduction, this basically means diversification across different bond types helps to reduce the overall portfolio risk. The next objective and approach we have risk reduction. So for risk reduction, it means that diversification across bond types helps to reduce overall portfolio risk, meaning that diversifying spread out risk. So if any single bond or sector underperforms, it has limited effect on the portfolio. This makes passive strategies generally more resilient in volatile markets. The goal is to prevent concentrated exposure to any one issuer, sector, or interest rate environment. The next objective is cost efficiency. So lower management fees and trading costs makes passive strategies more cost effective for investors. We know how low turnover works already, right? So cost efficiency is done when there's low turnover of index tracking, and it's gonna reduce the management fees and trading costs, making the passive strategies affordable. So yeah. So under all these principles, they all work together to allow passive bond strategies to work. So they provide a reliable and a low cost way for investors to participate in bond markets while at the same time minimizing exposure to risk and unnecessary expensive. So that was stability, risk reduction, and cost efficiency due to the passive bond strategy.
Moving on to active bond strategies, we have tactical allocation. Active strategies involve actively managing the bond portfolio, adjusting holdings based on market conditions and economic forecasts. Credit analysis. Active managers conduct in-depth credit research to identify undervalued bonds and capitalize on mispriced securities. Yield optimization. These strategies aim to generate higher yields by actively managing duration, credit risk, and other factors. Moving on to the objectives and approaches of active bond strategies. We have outperformance. Active bond strategies seek to outperform the broader bond market by making tactical decisions and selecting undervalued decisions, meaning that using active bond strategies, you seek to outdo your competitors, maybe by selecting undervalued securities, maybe securities that might not be valued that much, that might be left behind. Moving on to flexibility. Active managers can quickly adjust their portfolio to adapt to changing market conditions and economic environment. Using active bond strategies, you are able to adapt to different situations, different scenarios, whether it's high or low market conditions, to make sure that your portfolio is in a healthy position. You need to adapt to those changing market environments. Then we have diversification. Active strategies may incorporate a wider range of bond types, including high yield and international and specialized bonds. You need to select different types of bond types from there and there, to diversify your portfolio, to make your portfolio, more profitable. Higher costs. Active management typically incurs higher fees due to the increased research, trading, and monitoring required, meaning that in using active management, usually this means that you're going to incur higher fees due to trading because it's more intensive. Stop. Here we have the factors to consider when choosing which bonds investment strategy to use. You have to consider your risk tolerance. Consider your willingness to accept fluctuations in portfolio value. You have to be able to accept, you have to be able to willing to accept the fact that sometimes your portfolio might go up, might go down, it's going to be fluctuating up and down. So you have to be willing to accept the risk when choosing your bond investment strategy. Then we have time horizon. You have to determine your investment time frame and liquidity needs. How much time you're going to invest into that portfolio. So you have to choose an investment bond strategy that will align with the time you're going to take. You're going to invest into that portfolio and the amount of liquid you're going to need to invest into that portfolio. Then we have financial goals. Align your bond investment strategy with your overall financial objectives. What are your goals in the financial? What are your financial objectives? You have to align those financial goals of yours with the investment strategy that you want to choose. Done.
Concluding our presentation, when selecting a bond investment strategy, it's essential to carefully consider your risk tolerance, time horizon, and financial goals. Both passive and active approaches offer their unique advantages, and the right choice will depend on your individual investment needs and preferences. So when you embark in your life, choose the right method for your business. Which one is suitable for you and that can take your business to the next level. Thank you for listening to our video and presentation. Thank you so much.